to this is I is or is I ain't your brother, Gidon Ben Yasharal. Where's all the children at? Hurry up and get them children. Where's Big Mama? Where's Pawpaw? Go out into the highways and the byways and bring all the kinfolk around the television set. Why? Because we have a special. That's right. We have a special program designed specifically with you in mind. But of course, the views and opinions expressed are those of me, a po-colored country boy cotton picker by way of Israel, and the panelists that Yah has set, but not those of Comcast, management, advertisers, or affiliates. And of course, there is a mature verbiage alert. Why? Because somebody's security breach let the realest up in this piece, and it's going to be on and popping. Bleed this right here. Today's program title is Court in Session. The court is in session, and it will be presided over by the less than honorable Gidon Ben Yasharal. What do I mean by this right here? You know, this is Women's History Month. You feel me? Hey. At least Whitey, that's what Whitey told us anyhow. I do want that on the set, but that's good. Thank you, boss. It's Women's History Month, and we really have to look at what's going on with not only the sisters, because they are the first teachers of our children, but society as a whole. As you know, there is a play, and if you listen to AM 1380 WAOK, I was listening to Mary Gill and the Auto Insider, it's Darrell Killian. They were on this weekend from 10 to 2 they stayed on. And they were broadcasting on a remote location on Cascade at the Walmart. And they were doing so much bootlicking and everything and brown nosing about, you know, Gene Ross and Rick Caffey being on the set. That's what? That's their job to be overseers. But they had the brown nose and bootlick. You couldn't even get no calls. And they were bootlicking so much it just done dampened all the wires and everything. Could nobody call in. But that having been said, you know, Brother Killian is a king. He does not need to brown nose. However, Mary Gill, you know how women do. That bootlicking thing is, yeah, I'm talking about, I leave it right there. But in reality, when we talk about WAOK, there's a play on right now. I don't know who the author is, but it is entitled, It Hurts to Be Pretty. It hurts to be pretty. What do they mean by that? For our beautiful, fine, intelligent women, they the baddest on the planet, to be defined as beautiful, guess what that mean right there? That means they got to look like Whitey. You understand? That I remember my mother, she had some shoes, and them shoes, you know, back in the day, them old women used to wear them shoes with that pointy toe. Our foot ain't made like that right there. Their foot, and my mother had hammer toe, corns. How many things them sisters get on their feet from wearing them shoes? Like bunions, all this right here. You know what I'm talking about? To the extent that she had to have one of the bones removed out of her small toe. See, that was back yonder in the, 40s and 50s. Now these sisters done morphed into something. They got that hair. They don't like the hair. They putting glue in the head. They gluing on eyelashes. They putting all that. They actually stitching in stuff. It hurts for a sister to be beautiful, not because they aren't already beautiful, but when they have to transform from themselves to look like the white woman, then all of a sudden it hurts. Yes. See, we're going to cap this thing off talking about domestic violence. It's an issue it's prevalent, so prevalent in this country, it has been in some statisticians say that every 90 seconds a woman is being abused in this country. Yep. Now, how is that when 70% of the households is headed by women. And women are the one raising the children. And what does society have to do with that? Because the vast majority of them are saying that it has some link to what? Alcoholism. Well, my daddy was an alcoholic. Okay. But how does America factor into this whole scenario? From the 20s, when they first started making film, you know what Whitey presented to us? The cigarette and the alcohol. They'd rather have alcohol before they drank water. Every time you see these white folks, they was drinking what?
Basket full of liquor.
Full
They
of
don't
liquor.
get a bottle. They get a grocery.
They get a grocery basket full of liquor.
I'd be jealous.
They have been promoting alcohol from day one. Now, let's fast forward to what we see in America today. Also, this is how our sisters, not only have they been co-opted by all the fashions coming out of France, you understand? Trying to look like these anorectic, bulimic white women who ain't ate in 2 or 3 weeks to look like the models coming out of France. It is this issue of indoctrination from the white feminists who came out in the suffrage movement, took their bras off, and revealed their breasts. Guess what? The African women been revealing their breasts from day one. And we didn't have to tie them down, drag them by their hair, or nothing. It was a part of our indigenous, aboriginal appreciation, and the women's mammary glands were for the suppling of our children and for the comfort and nurture of men as well as their daughters. See, white supremacy has created an amalgamation of megalomania and this type of dementia and distorted understanding of realization based on the backdrop of slavery and incarceration and having a sadistic mindset that has created the relationships between men and women and has turned them into a hostile killing field.
Yes.
All across this country and across the world, we're seeing men and women literally killing each other. However, Miss Gossendanger, or whatever her name is, that's on death row right now, they've been preserving her life.
Was on death row.
Hey, thank you. They took the white woman off death row.
Because they ain't want to be known for killing no white woman.
Yeah, it is.
That's all that is.
But see, when Troy Davis and all the other brethren that been on death row, they never did look at the killing stuff and say, oh, this look cloudy. Right. Send it back.
Right.
You feel me? So this white man's scenario of
then the
death
excuse
and
was
destruction.
poison.
Exactly.
The excuse was the poison won't right.
It won't right because it didn't look right. Put it in her and see if it won't right
exactly.
then. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. They done said that with Troy Davis. But let me get back to the point. The issue has to do with the European mindset and him incorporating our women into their doctrine of killing and separating from the man, because being attached to the man makes us stronger that they could ever break. If us and our women and our God, with that trifecta right there, it's a wrap on white supremacy. But they had to break it down like they broke the atom down. And what did they do?
Like they broke the black family down.
Like they broke the black family, the atom and everything. And when they split that atom, what happened? Nothing but destruction. Exactly. And they've been on the path of destruction from earth since. See, that's why the court's in session. And you are the jurors. You have to decide in this vast scenario of violence and hatred and bigotry of white supremacy, why it is that we can't love each other. Well, if we've been indoctrinated with hate, and we've been taught hate, and the man and the woman have been taught that we should be in competition with each other rather than loving each other, you're going to produce killers, rapists, home invaders, child molesters, people who will hit you with their car and do what?
Keep going.
Keep right on going. Leave you in the street mangled, bleeding like they did Katherine Johnston when they broke in on her house.
Industrial too.
Yes,
this is over the weekend.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
see,
man,
this thing,
36 years old.
Not only her, the lady that they mangled out on the highway who was walking, she was deranged, but at the end of the day, she should have been contained.
And she was a veteran.
And she was a veteran. So at the end of the day, you be the judge. Is it men, just like Dr. Keith Slaughter? I'm in the order of Dr. Slaughter. I placed my order with Dr. Slaughter on his early morning show from 7 to 10. It is this, he interviewed this young lady. She'd been incarcerated for 4 years. She's supposed to have done 10. She had been involved with armed robbery, right? So she comes on and he said, well, what made you go to jail? She said, I needed some money.
Teach.
And when I thought about needing money, I talked to my boyfriend.
Teach.
And he said, let us go hit a lick.
Teach.
I didn't really know what the lick was, but after the 11th time, I got caught. So my problem was my boyfriend. He showed me and he told me, and I'm like, I listened, and I called Dr. Slaughter after that. I said, brother, did you realize that she was blaming
the
man
for
the
her decision?
But now she done went to jail for 4 years. You know she done been turned
So
out,
the judge
licked up
found
and
something
down
wrong.
and all the way around. Now she hate men, and the man is the problem rather than her making the decision. See, the brother didn't twist her arm and say, come in here. She asked him about how I'm going to make some money. And he
After
said,
the first
"Let's hit
time,
a
she
lick."
should have known.
After the first, this is the 11th time.
It's about responsibility. We don't want to accept
Responsibility.
responsibility, brother.
Give it
We
to
want to always shift it somewhere else. Yeah.
So
That's like Adam blaming Eve.
That is-
Into that apple.
That's
Don't
why-
blame me.
and that's why I
You
always.
could have told him no. You
Wait a
could have
minute.
told her no, Adam.
that's right.
That's right.
And that's why I
You
always.
didn't blame Adam.
That's why I always jump to Eve's
That's right.
defense.
That's-
Because Adam was the man, he was created first, so he'd have to become weak and fall for that.
Exactly.
Well, I don't agree
Absolutely.
with none of that. You know why?
But
Because
hold on,
both of them
hold
was
on.
naive. They didn't know anything.
They
so
didn't
how
know.
can he
There
teach
was
somebody
innocence.
something that he don't know?
That's
Hold it.
right. But let me just say this.
Okay,
in
because I
conclusion.
got a rebuttal.
I'm going to read this script right here, and we're going to get off anything. Court is in session. I am your unhonorable head of the court. Get on there. If they let me be head, you know, we got some bulls up in here. Yeah. All right. Luke chapter 8. I'm going to pick it up at verse 5. And it speaks on this wise. He said, a sower went out to sow his seed. And as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and it was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it. And some fell upon a rock, and as soon as it was sprung up, it was withered away because it lacked moisture. And some fell among thorns, and sprang up with it, and it choked it. And others fell on good ground, and sprang up, and bare fruit 100-fold. And when he had said these things, he cried, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And his disciples asked him, saying, what might this parable be? And he said unto you, it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of Yah. But to the others in the parable, that seeing they may not see, and hearing they may not understand. Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of Yah. Those by the wayside are they that hear, then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved. They on the rock are they which when they hear and receive the word with joy, and these have no root, which for a while believe, and in time of temptation fall away. And that which fell among thorns are they, which when they have heard, go forth, and are choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. But that on the good ground are they which are an honest and a good heart, having heard the word, keep it, and bring forth fruit with patience. No man, when he has lighted a candle, put it with a vessel or put it under a bed, but setteth it on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. All right, we getting ready to go to this powerful panorama. Court is in session. I need Blacks. Even though he like the gavel, he bang his own gavel. But his car is messing with him today, but he should be in later on. Court is in session, and to my right, what do we have? You know it right now. We have hope. We need hope. And she's a beautiful addition to the Hero Yah program. Welcome, Sister Hope.
Thank you, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right. We need to hear a woman's voice up in here.
Teach.
And to her right, you know who he is. He is the illest. He is the realest. Dre Realist. What's up, baby?
Well, I don't know.
You already know, baby. And to his right, his name reflects the time of day, but not a state of mind. Assalamu alaikum, Elder Sunday.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. In the teaching of paradise, Assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace and blessing, my brother.
You know, I want to go to hope, because we all need hope.
Teach.
Right.
Real talk.
Teach.
You know what I mean? You know, in this day of this Woman's Empowerment Month that we're in, we want to discuss this issue of domestic violence because it is so pervasive in this country. And the remedy has yet to be realized, but there are a vast majority of men in jail, women killing their husbands. You know, this white woman killed 5 of her husbands before they got her. What do you think we need to do about the scourge of domestic violence?
First, I want to say I'm always very leery when I hear statistics because
Yep.
you have to be aware of who and what they're polling. When they do their polls, they choose a certain demographic, and a lot of times they skew it so that when they put it out to the public is thinking, oh, it's only black men and women who are getting into domestic violence situations, and that's so not the case.
Excellent.
So that's number one. Also, you know, domestic violence it's an ugly thing, but it's a reality.
Yes.
I don't feel either way that it's lawful or right for a woman to jump on her man or to even provoke him to jump on her, or for a man to do the same. And alcoholism and drugs do have a lot to do with it.
Yes.
It's also just mindset, just a weak mindset. When a person feels like they can't argue with their words and they have to use their hands, that your mindset is broken down. Your foundation is weak. And I, other than starting in the homes and talking to your kids, that's one of the things that I talk to my son about all the time. And you know, I told him from a young age, you know, you don't hit a woman.
Exactly.
You know, you don't let a woman hit you either.
Exactly.
Hello.
But you don't hit a woman.
Exactly.
You don't put your hands on her. Walk away, leave her, whatever.
Exactly.
Just get away. That's
fine.
not the type of person that you need to be with.
Exactly.
And it's unfortunate because I see so many people who are just so angry, and it's not they're not angry at the person. They're angry at themselves. They're angry at their situation,
Right.
and they take it out on the ones that are closest to them.
That's
And
right.
that's how this domestic violence happens. It's
But-
not because they hate that
I'm
person.
coming to you.
They lash out for their own anger, but that's not that person's fault. You got to be strong within yourself. So I don't like the excuses that people give. You know, oh well, I hit her because she was disrespecting me.
Yep.
Who are you?
Andre Rison. That was what he said.
Who are you to be like Jesus was disrespected, but he didn't lash out and jump on people. I mean,
Right.
get yourselves together.
Well, you know, Yeshua did go in the temple and do some beating now.
And
Real talk.
And he turned over some
turned
tables.
over the tables, everything.
Matter of fact, he ran the Pharisees up out of there.
He ran right on out because he said, my father's house shall be a house of prayer for all nations. You know, now, did you want to jump back? Yeah, was that good?
That
All right,
was
for
good.
now.
But now,
All right, the realist was
Jump back
chomping
in.
at the bit. Now, you know, I have 3 wives, realists, and I say that because, you know, we went through the process of getting together, and all 3 of them threatened me now. My first one, you would come up and just cold cock me. You know what I'm talking about? Until the
love her
third
most.
time.
You love her most.
Yeah, she the mother almost all of my children.
'Cause she
However,
put
I
her
had to
to
straighten.
fire.
She had to get straightened out though, player. When we talk about this, I put her over my knee because I've never been a woman,
that's
you know.
right.
But
I did that to
women
my-
are
my
some of
daughter,
the
Mom.
most violent.
Yes.
But when you
Creatures
being
on
the
the
man, you
planet.
still should know how to bring her in the line,
But
like the minister said.
Thank you.
That her bull up there in
Thank you.
Mexico, that bull, he stared that bull down.
Yes, sir. Yes,
When
sir.
you got what I'm talking about, you can bring, I don't give a, how powerful she is.
Yes, sir.
You were created
There you go.
first.
Uh-oh,
Thank
look out.
you.
Well,
I'm
come
with you on that
See,
one.
I'm
telling you
I'm
what
with
I'm
you
talking
on
about.
that
Come on,
one.
Realist.
I want to
Come
break
on,
it
baby.
down to the atom and the nucleus since we're splitting atoms.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's get down to number one, Planned Parenthood. Started
See?
in 1933.
Eugenics.
Planned Parenthood actually started breaking down the black family.
Absolutely.
Allowing the black women to get more abortions and the black men to be locked
Yes.
up through child support and
Yes.
or
Yes.
just entities of support for that woman and those kids.
Exactly.
So let's go back from 1933. Here we are, 2015.
Yes,
Okay, and we have only dividends.
that's right.
No eye-to-eye contact.
Right.
We got strictly fleshly desires being
right.
conquered.
Yes.
right.
No religious practices.
right.
No folklores and legends.
Right.
No research of the past and trying to better our children and better ourselves so we can become esoteric.
Yes.
So we can become the Nubians that we truly are.
Come on. Come on.
But we refuse to look at ourselves in the mirror. And we keep blaming her, them,
That's right.
those, they,
That's right.
Whitey,
That's right.
I got all this when
That's
it's
right.
you.
Teach.
You the problem.
Teach.
Because I promise you I got my share of mine.
Teach.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
I've been dealing with a spiritual battle here lately.
Teach.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And my spiritual battle, number one, for all those who've been watching me over the years, this book right here has a lot of truths in it.
Yeah, of course.
Wait a
Listen
minute.
to me.
Y'all record
It
this?
has a lot of truths in it. It has a lot of
There
things
we
in
go.
it. And Proverbs come from China, Russia, and Africa. These were parables that was used, that was collected all over the world to come to this book to create the good feeling that I felt this morning when I had to go in it.
Come on.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, I actually, you know what I'm saying, I felt bad.
Wow.
Because for me to go into a word, and words to me is just some scribble on a paper when it don't have any feel to it.
Come on.
So this morning, I was dealing with a spiritual battle that only a spirit could fix.
Come on. Come on.
And
now.
what's so ironic, I reached out to one of my deep priestesses. I reached out to a couple of them. You know what I mean? Because he don't curse, don't swear. I'm talking about the epitome of a holy man. I'm talking about went through college, no sex, no nothing, didn't have sex till he met his wife. So he told me, Jay, you running from your calling.
Right.
He said, as long as you keep running from your calling, supporting God and his words, you're going to be dealing with some stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then gave me a verse. This is my other spiritual buddy. She was on her way to church.
Come on.
She had me to go in Psalms 27.
Uh-uh.
Let me tell you something. I was in tears this morning. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
But I thank God because I know, how can I say this? Man had nothing to do with what I felt.
That's right.
I know
That's
no
Another
group, clique, and or organization
Wow.
had anything to do with what was in my heart.
Come on.
Right.
Come
But
on.
when I came out of my Psalms 91, my Psalms 7, and my Psalms 27, when I tell you I felt from night and day,
Yes, sir.
then I realized my tongue has been punishing me.
You've been lashing you.
10 seconds.
Go ahead.
My tongue has
Yes,
been
sir.
punishing me.
Yes, sir.
I believe in the Creator. I believe in the Almighty.
Yes, sir.
We believe in Him. But if we don't practice saying
That's
nice things, being nice and cordial,
Wow.
and showing His Spirit
Come on.
through our words and our actions,
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
we're actually calling on the devil to get in our finances,
Yes.
to get into our homes,
The
to
romance.
get into our motors and the cars and break them down. I promise you, when I
Yes,
tell
sir.
you, y'all, I apologize for anybody, that I ever made feel bad about trusting the Bible.
Come on. Come
Now,
on.
mind you,
It's
keep
bigger
in
than the
mind,
boat now.
it's been plagiarized in a lot of places.
Wow.
But what I felt this morning
Was the power of the
was
Most
something
High.
I had to come way from Stockbridge,
Well,
way down here,
yes.
to let you know that I apologize. And that's me. But getting back to the court situation, and I'm
Come
going to get off of it.
Yes, sir.
We must find the evil and only God in us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Both of them are important because if
course.
you don't know,
That's right.
you're offending your children.
Right.
You're upsetting your husband or your man.
That's right.
You're actually forgetting to speak in the morning, and no one sits at the dinner table anymore.
That's
We used to sit at the dinner table and
That's
ask
right.
you, baby, how was class today?
Right.
How was your football practice?
Yeah.
That's
We
right.
don't do that. Everybody in different rooms and on
That's
different
right.
computers,
That's it.
dividing.
Yep.
Yes.
And if this is going on in your house, you are just as worse off as America, and it's going to hit home quick because
That's
your
right.
children ain't talking to you. They talking to Instagram.
Exactly.
They talking to Facebook.
Exactly.
They talking to 4,000 and 5,000 people before they talk to their mom and daddy.
That's right. That's
And
right.
you wonder why we got where we at.
Yeah.
But again, I apologize to all those Bible believers because I promise you, I felt it this
Let's
morning.
get my hand. That's right. All right. We done had this testimony right here. Come on up in here,
Now,
my
brother, when I came on this show 6 years ago,
Wow.
I said there's two nature in us,
Yes, sir.
good and evil,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
spiritual and physical.
Yes, sir.
So if they're not working together, they working against each other.
Yes, sir. That's right.
So what I'm saying, the brother here,
Yes, sir.
he don't have nothing to feel bad about.
Right.
Because as the minister said, Savior's Day. Once we were brought from east to on the westerly coast,
Yes, sir.
and then we was killed spiritually.
That's right.
We was killed our name,
Come on
our
now.
culture,
Come
our
on now.
language.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then 300 years later, we were given a new name,
That's
a
right.
new culture,
Come
a
on.
new everything.
Wow.
So he ain't got nothing to feel about.
Come on, come
it was
on
just
now.
time for you to come forth and realize and go back to your original self.
Uh-huh.
That's all it is, brother. Now I want to say that. Now getting back to the court situation.
Yes, sir.
And everything you said going into the intro, brother. White supremacy is at the root of all of this.
Of course.
White supremacy at the root of sexism.
Mm-hmm.
All the isms.
All the isms.
White supremacy are,
Create the schism.
right. White supremacy is the root of alcoholism. Child molester.
Yes, sir.
Rape.
Yes.
The minister showed clips last Sunday, brother, where they were burning us up and they was at a picnic.
That's right.
They was showing us where our hair was chopped off and they were dressed up, in fine raiment.
Eating and drinking.
And having a good time.
Yes, sir.
And picnic mean pick a nigga.
And pick a nick. That's it. That's it.
So
Came from that.
if we go back to what you said and he said and
Yes,
she said about knowing what happened to us
Yes, sir.
and why we have so much hatred, like she talking about the anger,
Yes,
we
sir.
walk around. So what? The situation is bad.
Yes, sir.
Damn it, get up and do something about it.
Yes.
Right.
Call on the Creator and ask Him, where do I go? Who do I go ask?
Yes,
Instead of sitting down murmuring in your anger and then go take it out on somebody else.
That's right.
hurt a
That's
lot of
right.
people.
Brother, I've been laid up for years and I ain't thought one time to hurt nobody but the people that laid me down,
Exactly.
which were Goodyear and Travelers.
Yes, sir.
But over the years, Allah said no.
Mm.
He said, you just get well.
That's right.
I will deal with
I'm
your
gonna
enemy.
handle this.
Not only would I get them, but I get their damn offspring too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right.
And it took me 5 years because I was like him. I was wrestling with the spirit and the physical.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to go and do it myself.
That's right.
He would lay me up again.
Uh-huh.
5 years until I finally got it. He said, no, I will get your enemies.
That's
You just
right.
work on you. And
That's
this is
right.
why you see, because once I let that go, about going after my enemies, trying to hurt them or kill them or whatever, I focus on sundown.
Yes, sir.
And I heal myself
Yes,
with
sir.
my diet.
Yes, sir.
And
That's right.
them forces that in you and in her.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was feeding off them different forces because, I'm laid up and weak.
Right.
So I got people that were juiced up
Yes, sir.
like lightning and feeding. And then when I got like that, I returned it.
That's
I was
right.
watching the program at the end of February, like by some, it was about art, our true art.
Yes, sir.
That's been kept out of the mainstream,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes,
I'm talking
sir.
about the pictures, the statues,
Right.
all the symbols. I'm talking about, it just make you just want to float.
That's
The
right.
art. It was on PBS.
Yes, sir.
And the brothers, the few brothers and sisters that they was talking to doing they were saying how that have affected us too. not seeing our image in its
Exactly.
purity, brother. And how beautiful we were before we was stripped down and made slaves. How we was princes and princesses. And our looks and our image, I mean, brother, it was just, ooh.
Yes, sir.
And then BET
Yes, sir.
did a document sort of like Roots, but it was called The Book of the Negroes. I've cried, brother. I cried.
Yes, sir.
Because the sister that was stolen, that's what the story was centered around her
Yes,
and her
sir.
family.
Yes, sir.
Stolen from her tribe, which was her, I mean, not of her tribe, but of the continent of Africa, was in cahoots with the slave traders.
That's right.
So the slave trader gave them guns and stuff, and rum and all of that. So they would raid these peaceful people like what you talking about.
That's right.
And kidnap the children and bring them to the ocean.
That's right.
Where the slave traders would take it from there.
That's right.
So, but
Sankofa.
Right.
The point of no return.
But the Creator would have it that the sister, I think she was like 12 or 13 when she was stolen. She lived through the whole thing, and at a certain point in time, I think she was like about 19. She started documenting, but she had a memory like I did.
Yes, sir.
Even before she started writing it down, she remembered from the time they stole her, killed both of her parents, chained her, brought her to the sea till the ship showed up.
That's right. That's right.
And then, not only that, brother, her mama was a midwife. Her mama went to different villages delivering babies. So she became that. Even on the slave ship, there was a few pregnant women.
Yes, sir.
She delivered them babies.
Now let me throw this, because you all brought out some excellent points. Did you know? I'm gonna see how did you all know? You know the Oscars, right?
Right.
This is the whitest #1
That's the
top
god
flight.
Escar.
That the Oscar symbol, that trophy,
It's a
that
god
is
of
an
Escar.
Egyptian god
Yes.
That they
that,
worship.
that they worship.
Yes.
And that's what it ain't whited.
Right.
But we don't realize
Right.
that the Oscars are mostly white folks.
Right.
It's about white video,
Exactly.
white. About this Oscars time was, Selma didn't get nothing.
Right.
They
Oh,
just
no,
gave,
they got the song.
I know they got
Yeah,
the song.
yeah,
I was about
the
to say they
song.
gave the song
Yeah.
with your boy Common and the other dude.
A legend.
John Legend.
But
John
John
Legend.
Legend married to a white woman.
Well.
Yeah, I'm talking about the boy that played on Selma. Wait a minute. What is this? Martin Luther King. Who's this? Somebody that played the latest rendition of MLK
Yeah.
from England.
Right.
He married to a white woman. You understand?
First, why is you surprised?
I'm not. I'm
This is what's
revealing
killing me.
it.
This is what's
I'm not
killing me.
really
They
surprised.
every year do the same ratchet ass mindset fuckery.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about having all y'all niggas running out of church thanking God I ain't in slavery no more. I ain't going back in slavery. I'm fighting. Okay? But with y'all catering to these movies and thinking that there's something good for your heart, they only dumbing you down.
Well, let me
they
say
want
something.
you to stay scared and fearful
Briefly.
and thinking that they your friends.
Yes.
Look, when the king dies, his mission died with him.
We have to
Do not
recognize
think nothing changed.
there's
Look at
certain
the killing of
terminology that the FCC will cause us problems. We understand, however, that the term FUCK is fornication under the
But I put a
order
read.
of the king. Exactly.
A read.
But the term is still relevant. So we have to recognize that, so we don't want to get
Okay, forgive
cut
me,
off.
Comcast. Forgive me, Comcast.
Exactly.
But I'm tired.
Right, exactly. We
tired.
still have to be cognizant of the rules and regulations of whitey.
Selma, every time I turn around,
Yes,
and
sir.
some help. What was it? The help? Even
Right.
the help.
Yes,
If
exactly.
y'all don't stop going to these movies, dumbing you down,
That's right.
making you feel less than a
Right.
AKA Delta, whatever you are.
That's right.
Y'all was a sisterhood last time I checked.
That's right.
And last time I checked, y'all did not associate yourself with anything ratchet. Y'all come out of college is very refined. And that's another
On the
apology.
surface, anyway.
It's
On the
another
surface.
apology.
Not all of them.
I'm telling
Another
you.
apology I'm going to make, too, to my Greeks and my Masonic order. I just want everybody to know that ACE study got us all into this stuff. The ACE study is the adverse childhood experience from 1 to 18. A lot of us was touched, raised bad, treated bad. So we want to get out of the last place we was. So we join these crews, these cliques, these organizations to feel better, when in actuality it was just a phase of life, a step, because you got another step from there.
There you
and
go.
that's bona fide righteousness.
Now,
Like what I felt this morning.
That's right. Let me bring this other point out, because you were talking about the destruction of artwork.
Right.
That's what's happening
No,
in
they haven't
Iraq.
destroyed it. It's still here.
Well,
they
in
just
Iraq, they are destroying
right.
some of the. Iraq and Iran are some of the most ancient civilizations on the planet.
Exactly.
And they claim it's ISIS, but of course, when Whitey goes in, drop all these bombs, and they've been destroying everything.
They've been here the whole time.
Absolutely.
Long Beach, Fort McPherson, they driving our city buses.
Exactly. They
Ready
know
for the call to turn up.
CIA, FBI, all
government
these
been paying them.
agencies are creating, just like they created Al Qaeda. It was a false flag scenario. Go ahead and make your comment.
The minister spoke. Do you know they reopened in 9/11?
Because it was a lie that they told from the beginning.
That building was brought down with bombs.
Demolition. And implosion.
Right, demolition.
Bombs went off before the building came down.
They got video of it.
Right. So
Yes.
I'm saying to you is some folks upset and they reopen it.
Right.
And they gonna challenge them crooks and them
They gonna
thieves
run
and
right into
murderers
the
and
same
liars.
devil. Doing this right here, saying we got you, buddy. Yeah, give me those documents. I got you.
And I want to add this.
Yes, sir.
You throw the creator out.
Yes,
like
sir.
I said, brother, at a certain time, the creator make it, I don't care what the devil do.
That's right.
He can counter.
Of course.
I mean, you look at the weather.
Yes,
There's
sir.
a push, there's a pull.
There's
Look
no
at the
weapon
weather.
form. He's gonna. Let me throw this in here. Let me bring it back around to the court
Call
system.
us.
Oh yeah, thank you. By the way, 770-559-2999. 770-559-2999. This is your program. We do have a limited crew. We got one of the brightest minds on the set up in here though, that this creator brought. I don't know if he believes in the creator. Yes, sir. We had to give my brother a hand. I've known him for many years. He's been a producer here, and he's a genius man. You know what I'm talking about? But this issue of the court system, many of you who've been watching this program for many years know that I went and challenged Whitey in his court system. Why? Because of our name.
Exactly.
My name was given to me by a white man because of slavery.
Right.
But not only was the name that I was given, but how they identify me phenotypically is the racial makeup.
Right.
They called us colors,
Right.
blacks, Negroes,
Right.
now African American, jigaboo, coon, spook, all this red chip. But when the spirit brought to me the fraud brought on by the federal government, the first thing I knew, just like you all been saying, you got to start with this.
Exactly.
You can't blame everything else. And it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. So when I went to court to let them know who I am, they say, nigga, please. But then at the end of the day, the creator had set it up in 07, and I didn't know this. I was driven to go down there, that in 07, you were allowed to amend your birth certificate.
Exactly.
And the Supreme Court Judge, Clarence Sillinger, another unhonorable judge like me, was sitting over the proceedings, and he said, well, we can't stop you because they amended the laws pertaining to the birth certificate this year from amending your birth certificate, but guess what, nigga? We will never recognize you. The Bureau of Vital Statistics, Georgia of the United States do not recognize the so-called Hebrew Israelites as a race. But it don't matter about them.
Exactly.
But niggas be
'Cause
thinking,
you
they say,
going to the devil,
why you going to
him
the
to
white
help
man? Why you going to him? But why did Moshe go to the Pharaoh? Because he went to the ruling government to let them know we know who we are. And we coming up out of here. And that's exactly what his ancestry, as part of his progeny, is doing to Whitey. Letting them know that the children of Yashara'al, are here and we here to stay. Now I want to ask you, sweetheart, because I know you didn't down here with these bulls up in here. I'm going to be in the lamb myself. when it comes to, because we take each other to court for everything.
Yes.
And America is the most litigated country on the planet.
Absolutely.
Corrupt.
Do you see
call it right.
the validity of going to court challenging the lies of what does your birth certificate say, or do you even know as far as your race? And how do you identify yourself?
Black, African American. I mean, I don't identify myself as a race per se, but I'm not ashamed either to say who I am.
Okay.
So, when we have these discussions, and I have to touch on this too for the women, because I have to acknowledge my sisters out there.
Absolutely.
So I have to say this about us. For the longest time, there were a lot of us. When the media is always portraying the idea of beauty as someone with long flowing hair and blue eyes and fit body and doing when you are when that is in front of you, that programs you.
Exactly.
So
definitely.
And even like when I was a little girl, those were the types of women that I saw on TV.
Right,
it was
exactly.
very few and far,
Exactly.
beautiful black women. Now there are more and more, and like the young sister from 12 Years a Slave, Lupita Nyong'o, is that how you pronounce the last name? She is the
Gorgeous.
ideal,
Gorgeous.
beautiful,
No makeup, don't
beautiful,
need nothing but
jet
water.
black.
so
Yes.
and I mean,
Yes.
Caucasians love her.
Yes.
Gave her her Lancome contract, everything. I mean, beauty doesn't have
You know
to
they gotta
be.
hook one of them up.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
gotta keep the black
But they
women
have to,
part of-
but they, it's recognized. But when you are beautiful within, because that was one of the things, and even she says about the difficulty she had as a young child, and she
Of
didn't
course.
like her black skin.
Right.
But her
That's why she in Hollywood.
mother
See.
kept
She
telling
white
her,
now.
Yeah.
her mother kept talking to
That's
her.
what I'm
Yeah.
talking
You
about.
are beautiful.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking
This
about.
is you. This is
That's what I'm
everything.
talking about.
Because she
Yeah.
had that foundation, even though she faltered for a little bit because of what she saw, she had that
Trying to-
foundation,
yep.
Yes.
and she was able to recognize at an older age,
Exactly.
I am a beautiful person.
Exactly.
That's right.
And that's and
Yep.
many sisters we put extensions in our hair, we might put
Uh-oh,
eyelashes
yep.
on, but none of that defines
No,
our
y'all
Teeth.
putting on a little
beauty.
bit of everything.
That doesn't
Eyes,
define our
eyelashes,
beauty.
Nope.
That doesn't define who we
nails.
are.
Exactly.
They want a
And,
real
but
man.
those are for who you you're dealing
That's
with the
great.
wrong type of women. So
Exactly.
you gotta, a man has to be accountable. When you deal with a
Teeth.
woman
Teeth.
who is fake
Yes.
and has that language like she's fake, you
Yes.
need to
Shot it out
recognize
there,
who
folks.
you're dealing with. There's a difference between a sister like myself.
Sister
Exactly.
T.
Yes.
Exactly.
You are a lady.
You're right. A
Exactly.
sister like myself
Yeah, exactly.
who may use things to enhance my already beauty, but I know who I am.
Absolutely. Now,
I
let me-
don't need
You
hair.
know what the
or
minister said about that,
Well,
brother?
let me ask her before
Okay.
we go there,
Okay.
because we also know that in the foundations and in the makeup, they are using baby placenta because
Oh,
it's an
they use
organic
worse than that.
material, and they're
They use a
using
lot of things.
other
They use flesh.
very diabolical,
Yes.
chemically amalgamated
Yes.
processes to put on. You already color and beautiful, but to put on your face and lips. Have you done any research, or do they even have the ingredients?
They do
on
have the
Sound like a
ingredients.
bag of weed. You ain't getting no ingredients. You just better smoke it up.
No,
They
you
do
can
have
get-
the
you can get
ingredients.
ingredients.
They
But
list
they
the
use
ingredients.
medical terms that you may have to go to a medical
You
That's
would
why-
dictionary
definitely
to
have
find
to
out
go
what
and
the
look to see what they are. And that's why I'm very careful about the things that I put on my skin.
Of
There are a
course.
lot of products, and I don't care even if the name is big. I don't necessarily use it.
They use terms like,
Like-
hypoallergenic
like
and
milk.
this and that. And yes, and
That's
milk.
what, because it's making all the kids sick as dogs. 'Cause
Yes.
that aspartame in it, all this
Oh.
upper respiratory
Oh,
issues.
yeah, 'cause
but
it's-
but milk can does your body good. Pass it
It's
on.
mucus. It's cow
It's
mucus.
bonafide mucus.
Absolutely.
But you can't tell our people that.
Well, they've
they
been
love them. They love them
regimentated
Captain
and-
Crunch.
Go ahead,
They
jump in,
love them
Bo.
Captain
I
Crunch.
was gonna say that when the minister was talking about this, what we talking about?
Yes, sir.
About all the access that the black woman, he say, once you get a home, and she take all that stuff off and put it in the drawer, you don't know whether to get it in the drawer or the bed.
Get in the car. Or get in the car and get out of there.
Yes, sir.
Now getting back to that, I remember during the 80s when they had me on all these different kind of medications,
Exactly.
and my brother, we knew somebody that had a medical book. So we looked at, see, brother goes back to take a responsibility.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
And I'm sick and tired of us won't go and do research and find out the truth about stuff.
Okay, we got a call. Let's see if we can get down. I want to make sure that the monitor in the studio is open. Welcome to the Hear Oh Ya program, your program. The question is, what is your name and or your comment? Caller, that would be you. Speak to us. Talk to us, caller. Bring that line up, if you would, sir. It's up. Caller, we're not here. I don't hear it. It's like we're not connected. Caller, are you with us? Okay. Right. Well, he's gonna get the jump in here, realist, because you were talking to
I gotta go back to the ACE study because I just found this out last October. In my mental health class, because I'm a certified peer specialist in behavioral studies.
Okay.
Right.
So it took me, and they told me when I took this class, you gonna feel some pain.
Right. That's right.
They say you're going to start seeing a lot of hurt people when
Exactly.
you leave here.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
make sure this is what you want.
Exactly.
I'm thinking they was just talking.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming in there, but I'm about to get this job. I'm about to be a director of this house. And I get to do groups.
Yeah.
Bro, I cried.
Yes,
Exactly.
sir. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Because I'm an A study.
That's
Right.
right. That's
I'm
right.
an A study.
Yes,
And what A studies mean, from 1 to 18 had a
Exactly.
sexual trauma.
Exactly.
I woke up, it was my babysitter. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
5.
Yes, sir.
I ain't know what
Right.
oral
Yes, sir.
sex was.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
But in my ignorance,
Mm.
I walked around probably all the way to my 30s thinking, oh, it was a woman. Shit, I'm all right out here. But I
Okay.
noticed I couldn't keep a good girl.
Okay, let's see if we can go back to the phone. 770-559-2999. Caller, speak to us. Speak to us, caller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Can you hear me?
yes, yes.
Okay, yes. What I want to ask you all about I want to just speak to you all briefly about the whole heroin epidemic that's supposedly hitting Atlanta. And I know you know about Bobby Brown's daughter being in the hospital for the heroin situation.
Yes, sir.
Well, I just want to let you all know that one thing the media is failing to let be known that not only is she probably have been befell by heroin also too, but the woman that you just heard about in the news this past week was a good friend of hers, the one that the Caucasian gentleman was convicted for injecting with heroin. That's the one that one of Bobby Chris' best friends, and I just think it's pretty sad that the media just want to focus on the bluff and the whole heroin addiction. I want to focus on the heroin epidemic in the Alpharetta or Roswell area.
Right.
And I just want you all to speak on that if all possible.
Let me comment on that real quick.
All right, thank you.
I want to comment on
That's
that.
all right, you can
A
comment. Go
serial
ahead.
killer
Yes.
always positions the body.
Right.
To remind you, I did that too.
Right.
Her mother was face down in a
Exactly.
bathtub.
Exactly.
She's face down in a bathtub.
Exactly.
It ain't about no drugs.
Exactly.
That little girl has some information her mama gave her. Do you get what I'm saying? And once you sign up for the devil and all his riches,
Yes.
he coming back to get his.
He's coming.
And your children too.
That's right.
Exactly. What I wanted to come in on,
So we need to find that killer.
That's right.
like the minister was telling us.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a certain power that own the media.
Yes.
So they gonna direct the media
Demonic
where they
powers.
want.
Yes.
That's why he
Tell
say.
you what they want you
That's
to
why
do.
he say we need to pull our resources and get our own 24-hour media, brother.
Well, Bill and Oprah.
Hold it.
Well, we doing it now.
Hold it. Let's go back to Bill and Oprah. I can't let that go back.
Come on.
Who run they stuff?
Whitey.
Yes.
They
Right.
stuff not patterned after to tell the stuff we talking about, brother.
No, it's not. You're right.
And to put real art like what I was
That's
talking about
right.
on PBS,
That's
to put
right.
on their stuff.
That's
Their
right.
stuff is controlled by the banks and the
Yes.
Wall
Yes.
Street, damn it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
long as what the
Tyler Perry, the same thing.
Billie Holiday.
Yes.
What that song?
Strange fruit. hanging
No.
on- Oh.
God bless the child that got his own.
That's right. That's right.
We don't have our own yet. Now they parade open them out in front of us, brother, but
Exactly.
somebody else controlling their stuff.
That's right. That's what
And we got to get that
They
through
was the
our
ones
head.
that got shot going with Harriet Tubman through the Underground Railroad.
Yeah.
These are the ones that got shot, but now they celebrities now because they couldn't follow us because they knew they was going back for some help.
Now, also the doctor, did you all see about the doctor that's been molesting children in his office
Right,
that they just caught?
Yeah.
You ready to give him
Surprised?
time?
Yeah.
No,
I ain't
not at
surprised,
all.
'cause
Nah.
they practicing.
Yes.
Now, if he doing it, just think about how many
How
more
many
doing it
are
that
we
ain't
don't
got
know.
caught.
Yeah.
Because, and unfortunately, our women in America have been indoctrinated by doctors. That's what this is. Well, you need to go see your doctor. But we used to take care of ourselves. We used to
Exactly.
go see grandmama,
We were
granddaddy.
less sick
We had
in the
Santa
1800s
Claus.
than we are now.
Exactly.
Now, what happened? In the 60s, after the movement with the civil rights, the Black Panther, all of that,
Exactly.
what did we do? We went to college.
Right.
Now, instead of us going, now, wait a minute now,
So
wait.
integrated.
Now, instead of us going to college, still keep what we had.
That's right.
So we can match it. See, that's always been my thing.
Right.
I ain't got nothing with college.
Right.
But if I got something
Right.
that's solid,
Yes, sir.
that college can't do nothing with,
Yes.
I'm keeping it, brother. I
Yes.
ain't throwing it away, but that's what we did.
Yeah.
Then
Bro.
now,
No.
Rosewood,
Hold-
Black Wall
No, I
Street.
ain't talking about that.
Do
I
we
know
have
what you're
another
talking
call? Okay. By the way, 770-559-2999. 770-559-2999.
Brother, I ain't
Go
talking
ahead.
about that. I'm talking about when Marcus Garvey came along.
Well,
Okay, now, here again. Even with the Nation of Islam,
yes, sir.
it wasn't just all white folks. It was niggas planning in there, brother.
Absolutely.
They helped Jagger Hoover and them.
That's right.
So
That's right.
let's go back to the movie Book of Negro.
Yes, sir.
Didn't I told you they gave some of the Africans some rums and guns?
Yes.
And then they went in and raided the
Yes.
peaceful people.
Yes.
So it always so, and I'm gonna say it again.
Uh-huh.
Till the Creator removed them Negroes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We gonna have, because anytime you are infiltrated, brother,
Yes, sir.
and somebody relaying back to the enemy,
Yes, sir.
you gonna be weakened.
Well, that's what they did this expose. I was looking at this documentary, and what they have are private investigators. These private investigators are people like you and I who don't wear suits, but they're hired by FBI, CIA,
Just to infiltrate.
COINTELPRO.
And they mix and
And they
mingle, right?
mix in and come in, and they don't give a damn about you or me.
See what I'm talking about?
They are reporting back to the agencies
To feed their
because to feed their families.
To kill ours, but to
And,
feed them.
and not understanding that if you kill somebody who looks like you,
You
ultimately
next.
it's going
You next.
it's
Brother.
coming back
No,
to
but
you.
black police officers don't believe
They
that.
don't understand
Black
that.
police officers,
Exactly.
black lawyers, black
Right.
judges, guess what? You a nigga.
Exactly.
Hello?
Brother.
I guarantee that white cop see you in your plain clothes in the wrong neighborhood, you get shot too.
That's
Brother.
what happened with
In
the
New York.
Red Dog team.
That happened in New York.
Yes,
a brother
sir.
got gunned down.
And he was a
his
police
father
officer.
was like a chief or
Yes,
something.
sir.
It
And
was
he
a
gunned the man down. He caught a man breaking in his car. White
Exactly.
officer shot him
But
down.
ain't that what they deserve? Go
it
ahead.
was a brother sitting behind Minister Farrakhan, was a police officer,
Good deal.
was shot 28 times by white police officers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he's an officer.
That's the blue code, baby.
Right.
You break
So-
the code, they're
but-
gonna break you.
So
But
you live by the sword,
You're gonna die by
the one
the
thing I
sword.
learned
Go ahead.
about the brain,
Yes,
it's designed to go with the grain, not against the grain.
that's right.
If you go with the, just like this table.
Yes, sir.
If you took the wood that this table was made from
Uh-huh.
and go against the grain of it,
That's right.
this table wouldn't look like this.
That's right.
But if you take it and go against the grain, the brain is the same way.
Yes.
So you can fabricate in your brain an illusion,
Yes.
a fantasy,
Exactly.
and denial. Like
Yes,
we talking
sir.
about these officers, all these folks we talking about.
Absolutely,
Think
absolutely.
they snitches and they go out that man ain't looking at them.
Them
And
the
once they are
same,
not usable anymore,
Exactly.
they are disposable.
All right, Miss Hope, we got about 4 minutes left. We're gonna wind it down. I want you to give us a synopsis of your understandings of our conversation and what you'd like to leave our audience with, the children, young girls and boys that are watching, and grandmom and granddaddy.
Okay. Most importantly, I have to talk to my young women.
Yes.
Know who you are and whose you are, and be strong within yourself. If you can't expect someone to respect you if you don't respect yourself.
Teach.
As a woman, you can't expect a man to respect you if you don't have respect. If you're
Teach.
dressing a certain way,
Teach.
if you're performing certain acts, and you're conducting yourself in a certain manner, you are going to attract what
Teach.
you put out there.
Teach.
Exactly.
So, and men in the same manner.
That's
Everybody
right.
take responsibility. As a young man, if you were out there portraying yourself like you a thug or you a high roller
Or a dog.
you were going to attract that sort of female to you.
Exactly.
So don't be surprised when she starts being ratchet
Yeah.
because she is ratchet.
Weed head, Mr. Weed head.
Go on and jump in there. Go
Look for
ahead, because we
cokehead.
only got about 2 minutes
Depressed
left.
people
Go ahead.
look for depressed people.
She said ratchet.
Yeah, ratchet gets
Chancy.
ratchet.
Yes, sir.
Ratchet Ralph always get ratchet Rasheed.
Absolutely.
It just works like that because he don't want good girls.
No, he don't.
Because she ain't ratchet enough.
Right. And
She ain't hit her like this and talk like they right Earl.
all right, give us a concluding statement, sir.
I would suggest the viewing audience to go on and NOI.org, the Nation of Islam, and view the lecture that the minister did, and you'll find valuable information because we've been talking about how we're being dumbed down.
Yes, sir.
Telling you'll find out some stuff that'll make the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
All right, let me just say this. We want to thank you once
2
again
minutes.
for allowing us into your homes. And we are you, and you are us. We're a part of each other. I want to thank the congregation of Yahshua.
I got one last
At,
message.
yes, sir. At 568 LaDonna Drive. Yeah, you hit my man right there, right quick. And all the congregations and all the people that are believers and even the non-believers.
Right.
Because the Creator has all of us.
Teach.
No matter how we identify and profile ourselves. And let us pray for white supremacy. White folks see what they're doing.
They're right.
Everybody among the white system ain't so-called bad.
No.
We are all, there are
I prayed
good
for-
and bad
You know
amongst
that
all of us.
Everybody that I prayed for,
Yes, sir.
God, take care.
So Yah be with you all. Our blessings be with you. Hope to be back next week. We not gonna be here on the 5th weekend of the month, as said the big boss man. We want to thank Comcast, but most of all, we want to thank Yah and His anointed Son Yeshua. Peace in the Middle East and in your hearts and back here. That's right.
Is
This thing.
Is that Easter Sunday that you talking about the 5th?
I don't know. It may be. I ain't down
I
with
know,
all
but
the
I'm talking about,
Sundays and what
no,
it
the
is.
brother, they close on a holiday, and the next major holiday is Easter.
But see, from now on the 5th Sunday.
Oh, they done changed it.
Yeah, they
Okay.
done flipped it.
Oh,
so,
okay,
You
okay.
know, we
Okay.
still on now though. So I'm
Yeah.
just, as we conclude, we just want to make sure that we all are on point. We
Right.
recognize. We want to thank everybody. There you
Educate
go.
yourselves.
Education
Oh, we
is
still
the
on?
key. Yeah, we still on. We still on. Go ahead.
Come
Research,
get your car.
research, and responsibility,
Yes, sir.
and start changing your diet.
That's right.
I mean, take it one step at a time.
That's
Don't go
right.
Yes.
like the day eat something real healthy, and
Yes,
then
sir.
that bad stuff. Like rotate it, like
That's right.
wean yourself. Cause that's what I
Off
did.
that poison.
I weaned myself,
Yourself off
just like
that
you
poison.
wean a baby off of a ball.
568 LaDonna Drive, Congregation of Yahshua. For all you want to come through, come on, don't be shy. Or go to whatever, or stay at home and read the book yourself, because just live a righteous life. The book is no more than a book unless you understand and practice what's in it. So make sure that you practice and do your thing.
And
Yeah.
also,
The book.
Ain't nothing that I'm proud of. I do what God tell me, no matter how it sound. Cause I know what the Bible say. Take a look and read. Matthew 5:39 says, turn the other cheek. Hey, apply the word. That's what I'm talking about. You prefer to talk it out, but I prefer to walk it out. Let the spirit show, cause God run the show. And when the hater hate, I do that Heisman on that. They hating that I'm saved and a radical for God. It's stressing I won't make it to the mark.